enjoy and learn. Thank you for this wonderful school opportunity. We bless your holy name and all wonderful things that you do for us in our life. We thank you in the matchless and the mighty name of Jesus. We pray. Amen.
Hey, listen. 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 In here, everybody. Manhood Mondays is something that we believe. You get some good speakers. But we need you to be leaders. Coming in today, having a whole section. Someone wants to be a leader. And then when I call you up, it's like you're waiting on the next person to move before you're embarrassed.
2011, 2012. And he was talking to those young men the same way he's talking to you all. And we stopped to talk to him. And I remember Coach telling my partner he was proud of him, because I knew my partner at that time. And I can only imagine what he was like when he was in high school. So for him to be where he was giving him his praises. And I remember Coach Nelson saying, y'all, we're going to have a tough few years, but if you give me 4 years, I'm going to bring a championship. And that's exactly what he did. So one thing about him, he's a man of his word. He's a man of God. Not only that, he's a good frat brother, and he's also my neighbor. So when he called me on last week and asked, could I be here? Without a doubt, I didn't even look at my schedule. I cleared my schedule. I'm going to make sure that I be here. So y'all make sure y'all honor this man and what he's telling you, because he's telling you what's right. So when he called me, the first thing I asked, what was the topic? And he said, manhood. The only thing I could think about is, how can I relate to y'all? But I think it's more important that I be real versus try to relate. So I'm gonna start with a story. Probably about 20 plus years ago, it was a young man in college at a fraternity party, 19 years old, carrying a pistol. Not a bad kid at all. Trying to do the right thing in college, going to school, just kicking it at a fraternity party. Some other young men was involved in a dispute, wanted to allow some females to fight. This young man intervened and said, no, we're not gonna let these females fight. We better than this. Other young man felt different. His words was, we gonna let these fight, or you gonna fight me and my boys? What did this young man do? 19-year-olds brandishing a firearm. What did he do? He pulled his pistol. And in that moment, when he pulled that pistol, one of his friends yelled out, hey, bro, don't bust that gun out here. That's the only thing this young man heard in the time of where he had tunnel vision, was his friend saying, hey, bro, this ain't the place. Don't bust that gun out here. Which brought a calm to that situation. I'm standing here this morning as the Deputy Chief of the Birmingham Police Department. I'm very humbled to stand before you all. But that young man was me. So when I tell that story, I think about manhood. What is manhood? Manhood is accountability and character. If it wasn't for me having a mature person around me that held me accountable, I could be in prison right now. But I have an honor to stand before you all to talk about what is manhood, the decisions that we make, how we carry ourselves, how we govern ourselves. But in that one instance, my life could have went another totally different direction. So I got a few points. I'm not going to stay before you long. But I really want to be real with y'all, because I've seen a lot over the course of the last 20 years in law enforcement. And most of the things that I've seen affect our young black men. Don't want to put you guys in a somber mood, but I think it's important for you guys to know. So just a little bit about myself. Like I say, I'm 42 years old, serve as the Deputy Chief of Police with the Birmingham Police Department. Big part of that job is one, holding ourselves accountable in what we do. Being places like being here to talk to you all, because we see so many things as far as young men, good young men, making bad decisions. So by a show of hands, let me ask a question. How many people know somebody that carries a pistol? That's probably 90% of the room. How many know somebody that's been shot before? A lot of hands. How many know somebody that's currently in prison right now? How many know somebody that shot somebody? Look around. I want y'all to look around at all. Keep your hands up. Look around. All right, you can put your hands down. Listen up. I want that to sink in. And the reason why I ask those questions is because what that tells us. What does that tell us? Either one of us in this room can either be an offender or a victim, because somehow we're close to this, whether it's by choice or by force. Let it sink in. How many people know somebody under the age of 18 that's currently in prison? A few hands. So when we talk about manhood, manhood is not based on age. Manhood is not based on how much money you have, how many women you have. None of that. What's the age where society considers you a man? 18. 18, you're absolutely right. But there's an exemption. Can anybody tell me what that exemption is? What's that? Absolutely. He said it exactly right. When you do something out of your feelings and your emotions, and you commit a crime, at that time you could be considered adult. And who does it affect? Everybody around you. At that point, you go from a 17-year-old young man to being in an area with grown men in a place you don't want to be in. But that's the only time, one of the only areas you can't buy. You can't go out and go in a nightclub without being 21. I'm sure some of y'all probably done snuck in. But there's a lot of things you cannot do until you turn 21 years old. But based off your decisions, that could put you in a place where you're tried as an adult. So it's three things that I want to hit on: people, places, and behavior. First, each one of you have to be accountable for the person that's sitting next to you. How many people got what they would consider a homeboy in this room? Raise your hand. That's almost everybody in here. How many people got somebody they cool with in this room? So generally, each and every last one of y'all want to see the best for individual in here. I'm sure a few of y'all probably got a little beef with one another. Let's just be real about it. But when it comes down to it, each one of you want to see each other become successful. So first thing, people. The people you hang around is important. That's why I ask those questions. How many people know somebody's been shot? Know somebody that's gone to prison? Know somebody that carry a gun? Those things matter as far as the people that you put yourself around, because it may not be you, but it may be the person next to you that gets you in a world of trouble. We see it all the time. Places. You have to be careful of where you're hanging out, what's going on in those places. And the last thing is behavior. I know we like to get together, have a good time, but you got to think about those behaviors. Relating back to those people. You got a homeboy that sells drugs. It's coming. You got somebody that like to gamble, shoot dice. It's coming. But let me tell y'all something, and I want to be real as possible. I've stood over several dead bodies of young men that just felt they were having a good time, whether it was shooting dice, going with their partner to make a play, things that they didn't think this could possibly happen. They were put in a position where they had to use a firearm. Things went bad. You can get a gun on the street quicker than you can get a cell phone. So I want y'all to be mindful of the decisions, the people, places, and behaviors that's around y'all, because those are some of the things that can lead you to be in a bad place. So manhood. Manhood is about being accountable. Being accountable to yourself, being accountable to your fellow brother. Taking responsibility. Be responsible for your decisions, and also not just your decisions, but the outcomes of those decisions. Every day you come in here, you gotta make a decision of whether you're gonna do right, whether you're gonna do wrong. Everybody knew when they walked in this room today exactly what Sister Principal was saying or where y'all supposed to sit. Somebody got to take the lead and say, hey, bro, let's go ahead and get right before they come in here. Who's gonna step up and be the leader? Who's gonna step up? Y'all got to hold each other accountable. That's what being a real man is about, accountability. Discipline. Every single day, as y'all look at these men in these rooms, every single day, it's something that we don't want to do, that we have to do. How do you get to a point where you do the things you don't want to do every day, but you know it's necessary? Y'all got to start building that now. That starts with discipline. And I think we all know these things, but I think it's important that we talk about it. How many athletes we got in the room? I'm sure we got some professional athletes. Some of y'all gonna be in the league in a few years. We know that. That's what Birmingham produced. But out of the world that y'all competing with, nobody should have to tell y'all at this point, show up early, stay late, do the things that it takes. That same discipline that y'all are learning from your coaches, from the men that you see every day, that's the same principles that you're gonna carry in life. Because truth of the matter, everybody ain't gonna make it to the league. But you got to think about that discipline of when you go to the next career path, of doing the things that you don't want to do, but you know is necessary. Respect. That's huge. Respect can keep us out of a lot of situations. Just by showing your brother that you're not a threat, a simple my bad, excuse me, bro, whatever it takes to show that you're not a threat to him. A lot of times we see our young men make bad decisions off emotions. One set of negative emotions can either end you on the ground fighting for your life or in prison fighting for your life. So y'all, we got to be in control of our emotions. Be accountable to your partner. Make sure he's in control of his emotions. As men, we got to be accountable and have enough respect for our young ladies that we must protect and covet in our schools. Y'all don't let these females fight in front of y'all. Y'all are there to be protectors, a voice of reason. Y'all have to be the leaders. Y'all got to lead by example. Show of hands, who all want a family one day? That's most of the guys in this room. That's a tall order because you're tasked with protecting those around you, protecting your family, your children. But it starts here where you are. So you guys, I want to, if y'all don't hear nothing else, I want y'all to hear this. Be accountable to yourselves. Be accountable to those in the room. Lead with respect. Be emotionally in control each and every day. It's going to be stuff that piss you off. Somebody might be disrespectful. They may disrespect you in front of some people. But you got to be the bigger person to walk away. Because if you don't walk away, that might be your last time running up. There's always somebody bigger, badder than we are. So you guys keep that in mind. So on a lighter note, how many people would consider a career in law enforcement here? Don't be ashamed, raise your hand. Who would consider being the police in this room? Reason why I asked that question, because at the age of probably 15, 16, I grew up in the city of Birmingham in Ensley. And culturally, we were taught, hey man, we don't fool with the police. That's just what it was. We don't talk to the police. We don't fool with the police. That's culturally what we were taught. How many people see the things that's going on in the world and the nation when it comes down to things you don't like when it comes down to the police? Police brutality. We all see that. So how do we change that narrative? We change that narrative when we step up and we become part of the solution. It's going to take you all to go out here and keep the city of Birmingham safe, or wherever you decide to live. I'm gonna ask this young man right here. Coming out of high school, what's your plans? Okay. What's your plans after college? Medical school. Outstanding. You'll get there. What you want your first year salary to be? 70s? Oh man, you shooting low. So the reason why I asked that question, because I want to talk about the opportunities that we have with the Birmingham Police Department. If you didn't know, you can start at the age of 19. So if you hadn't figured it out of what you plan to do, take it as an option. First year salary. Let me start with this. You got to have a heart for people. You got to have a heart for the community. You got to want to make a difference each and every day. You can start at the age of 19. How many 18-year-olds we have in the room? Okay. But you can start the Birmingham Police Department at the age of 19 years old. First year salary starts at $58,000 with a $10,000 sign-on bonus. That puts you at 68. Overtime, easily, you're right at about 80,000, depending on how much you want to work. This is your first year. So needless to say, we have several officers that's out here serving the community, doing good deeds every day. And our job is simple, just helping people, coming to the need, meeting the need of people. You get to do that each and every day and get paid for it. We provide all the training that you're going to need. No, it's not easy. Yes, it is a dangerous job, but we provide you with everything you need. You will be well equipped to handle any situation that you may come in contact with. So think about it. First year, anywhere from $70,000 to possibly $100,000 in your first year, depending on your work ethic. We have more opportunities than any law enforcement agency in the state of Alabama. Whether you want to be a detective, you want to be a K-9 handler, you want to be a crime analyst, fly drones, whatever you could think of, we have it. So I leave you guys with this. Never say what you won't do. Never tell a person what you can't do, what you can't do because it didn't happen for them. You guys make good decisions. Keep in mind people, places, and behaviors. Those are the things where you can make sure that you're making the right decisions, you're doing the right thing, and you make it home each and every day. Thank you.
Come on, let's give him a big one. All right. So check this out. Just show you how good God is. And I don't want to really preach, but I do want to say this. What he talked about, come on, man. Now, what he should have talked about, it was growing up and maturity, because that comes with manhood. But he said something that really struck me, and I wasn't going to say it, but now I'm going to say it because I think it's imperative for you to hear it. On yesterday, I talked about this to my church family. And I want you to know that the strongest man in the Bible had a weakness. And his weakness was he couldn't stop making decisions based on his feelings. And when you are fixated on your feelings, trust me, fellas, you make bad decisions. Sometimes those can be costly. So as a man, you have to man up and realize and recognize when your feelings are rising up. Because one thing about them, at best, they're going to last 90 seconds. And there are a lot of brothers behind bars for 90 seconds. I want you to think about that. Feelings only last about 90 seconds. And after that, you make the choice to stay mad, just like you can make the choice to do something with their anger. Before we go, I want to bring up our partners, who's also with the Birmingham City, and they are operating in the common ground capacity. So I'm going to let them come up and just share. Come on, let's receive Brother Clark.
Thank you, Pastor Haddon, Sister Principal Nelson, all the guys.
This is our first. My name is Clark, Coach Clark. That's Coach OG. We are with Common Ground. It is a leadership development curriculum for some of you here. This is our first Manhood Monday being a part of. When I walked in, the administration was already making arrangements for our class to meet elsewhere. But when I heard that all of the men in the school were going to be in the same place, I asked the administration, please don't separate.
Was a great opportunity, and anytime